online in the past days on LinkedIn and checking how many people I worked with in the past who unfortunately are at home now because they got laid off. And I was trying to think what to do to keep them motivated in the new habitat. Um, I had a couple of ideas, and if you want, I can talk about that with you because I think, you know,
I think this is an excellent topic for today's show.
yeah, I mean, motivation is something that probably we should talk about regarding our businesses or our lives. But I hope at least, I mean, I will send, if people are not online now, I will send this the recording of this live to these friends of mine or colleagues who probably are really struggling now because the recruiters are not kind and they've been trying like crazy to find a new position. They've accepted to take positions that are not upgrading their career, but they're just taking whatever is available on the market. Uh, it's an interesting moment to talk about motivation. Also, because I have the feeling that many people who were doing well but weren't enough motivated enough or enough motivated. It depends if you speak good English or not. Um, uh, Before COVID, at this moment, are highly likely experiencing a sort of a depression that appeared suddenly in this new habitat. And they definitely need some motivation now to work on what they've done in the past and then open their eyes and be happy looking at the future.
Yes, but I think I also will need some motivation today, and maybe we can really have an exchange. So let's
Good.
start this episode.
Okay.
Welcome to the new habitat. Cue our music effect. Our music is actually licensed for us, and it's Piano Man Sofa Sofa from Lobo Loco. My name is Matteo Cassese. Next to me is Tommaso Lana. And this is a live show where we talk about stuff that is on our minds as trainers, artists, coaches, and citizens of the internet. And it happens live, like today. And speaking of motivation, I think I also had a moment of depression in the beginning uh, of this COVID pandemic, because I'm very much fueled by having conversations with my clients. And the first thing that happened when this pandemic struck is that my clients told me, "Hey, Matteo, can we talk a little bit later? Because right now we really don't have the bandwidth and we can't really deal with conversations about communicating better or having a presentation training or coaching and something like that." And obviously they were in their right space to say, "Hey, let's postpone all of this." But that was risked being depressing in that moment. Did you experience something like that?
Well, I have to say, I got the feeling everybody has gotten laid off in the beginning of the lockdowns. So you got laid off from your projects that were ongoing. I got laid off for all the professional development and trainings and coachings that the clients booked, and it was just strange. In my case, I had to decide whether take a plane and go to Los Angeles or not. The client was okay with that, but I already had the feeling probably I'm putting myself into risk. Uh, it it was yeah. I don't know if it was the business or people around me who decided to put me on standby, or if I decided to put myself on standby. So I didn't experience that feeling of depression just because I tried to motivate myself immediately and focus on thinking that I did the right thing. So certain jobs got postponed. Other job I postponed other jobs, and then I told the clients, oh, I will try to figure out the way we can continue this in a few weeks. So it was interesting. Probably it's also because we do different jobs that I had the chance to be in charge of the uh, schedule of the calendar, and I noticed also that some of my clients were panicking. So it was very good that by seeing them panicking, I just decided to step back and tell them, okay, guys, you have one thought less, so you can just focus on what is making you panic now. Uh, I won't ask you for money for help to help you getting out of the panic. Just do your thing, and so that way it was actually beneficial to have a couple of weeks of break where I started thinking, how can I go back to my clients in a way that is fresh, refreshing, and helpful. So I have to say I've been lucky uh, because I haven't experienced that. I started getting sad more than depressed when I noticed that, yeah, what I told you in the beginning of
Yeah.
the chat. Many people I really love and appreciate for the work they do, and I coached in the past, people who are great professionals. They had to go home,
And I
and
think
they
as freelancers, we have the easier job of finding new clients. It's much harder if you were employed and now you're out of a job during a moment of decline, a declared recession, actually. And it's true that for us it was in a way simpler, also because we had to reinvent the way our trainings and interventions and coachings were going to be delivered. So we were busy.
definitely. So if not happy, at least busy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
busy creating new opportunities, busy creating new ways of
yeah.
connecting with the audiences. That is actually the time that I finally kicked the bucket and I said, okay, I'm gonna run lots of webinars and I'm gonna be in touch with lots of potential clients, but just help people besides uh, finding new clients. My idea was let's go back to doing the work and then we'll figure it out along the way.
Well, remember when we were talking um, about? No, I forgot. I forgot what I wanted to say. You know why? Because I just remembered that I had to wear my Zoom shirt.
Oh yeah, sure. You can't say serious stuff
I'm
on
so
the
sorry.
internet
I
without a
just
Zoom
looked
shirt.
on, I looked in the corner and I saw my shirt, and I wasn't able to keep two thoughts in mind.
I will play our music for your shirt as well.
Ah, okay. So I'm getting some background for the shirt time. Okay, this is my Zoom shirt, which I also use in every YouTube video. By the way, I'm late with the publishing of the new video. Uh,
Yeah,
so
you're in good company. I'm late publishing my last three videos. The first one was shot in November,
okay,
so
well then
last year.
uh, I'm already in the future. So uh, I remember we had in the beginning of the pandemic we had a conversation uh, about those professionals who can't reinvent themselves. They just need to adapt in the situation, and they have to homeschool their children and this and that. And we were trying to figure out what to do, how to communicate with them. Uh, so
Yeah, the biggest insight that I got from you at that time
mm,
is actually that these professionals now will have a different level of productivity, and we have to collectively accept this. because they're going to be interrupted more. They're going to have other duties, maybe duties to people that are actually sick with this disease. And so we have to accept that some emails won't get answered in the same time, or that some meetings will be possible at a certain time. And I think that was an important part of that conversation for me, to reset expectations on other people, because that's also frustrating. Like you're waiting on a response, waiting on some action.
So I I thought of them, and then the first thought was, oh, I need to invent something new to involve them, and I haven't done it yet, and it's a bad feeling because I know that I need to keep myself motivated. I wish I could keep everybody motivated. Uh, I need to do something, and I'm exploiting actually this format that is new for me to try to figure out if I can use this what we are doing as a possible way to have a conversation with these people who have been spending too much time on LinkedIn, probably desperately looking for new opportunities, uh, and just have a chat and help them be uh, motivated to have a friendly chat with someone they know, they trust, they've seen in real life, instead of just getting ready of appearing in video every time in front of a recruiter that they don't know in person, and they don't know what is thinking, what is looking at, and how he or she is looking inside you. So probably this is what I'm going to start next week,
Well,
getting in chat with those who haven't found a new position yet, and just say, hey, you know what? Uh, I'm doing something with my friend Matteo that we decided just to put on air because it's too sad to keep it just in our rooms, and we should do the same.
another thing that could help, and this is something I've been thinking about this week, is that I should, parallel to my webinars, I should have a weekly office hours where anybody can actually come, book a slot, and have a chat with me. So it doesn't need to lead to business or anything like that. But this could be a service that also you could offer in this form as office hours,
That's a
where
great idea.
some people could just book you for 10,
Yeah,
15 minutes, and just to get, just a friendly chat, and I think that a lot of the people that have been laid off from a employee role right now, maybe a part of them will become freelancers.
wow, that's okay. Yes, this is a point. Now, let me tell you, or let me tell the people outside of our two rooms, ladies and gentlemen, Matteo just motivated me doing something that I would never do on my own, which is going online, opening a new channel, for example, a calend.ly account, and just giving time to those who want to be motivated just by having a friendly chat in video. This is something I'm going to do at the end of this call, and
Wonderful.
then yeah, and then I will announce it on my channels. That's I like this, and this is not scripted. This is what I like of this chat, that you just give me an idea I absolutely didn't think about, and now I'm feeling very motivated to do so. So please check out what I'm doing later, and send me a reminder if I'm doing it wrong, because you are my motivator concerning all the technology that I don't know or I mismanage.
Yeah, actually, one of the things that was on my mind and not yet on my to-do list is to find out how to do this, because basically you have to publish this, but also you have to make sure you don't double book people, etc. So that's going to be interesting. Let me take a very, very short break to
Yeah.
tell everybody that we have some official channels. and you can
Oh yeah.
find the A New Habitat on YouTube. We are The New Habitat, or you can follow the short link that is appearing right now, and also on Facebook, where we are The New Habitat Live. And if you subscribe there, then you will get a notification that all of these new episodes are going online. I think we're betting on YouTube right now, but this is all new, so we're gonna figure it out.
Um, so you motivated me before the announcement. Do you need me to motivate you on something?
Yes, yes. So what I'm doing right now, and by right now, I was finishing like 30 minutes ago, is that I'm having these conversations with potential customers.
Yeah.
I started being more active and more proactive with customers already in October, November, because I was switching from more of a consultancy to more of a training business. But then I started realizing that, for instance, I have an email list, and there's lots of people that find my website, they like my content, and they get on my email list. And I realized by contacting personally people that were signing up on my email list that a lot of people, they just need to get this conversation started. And so, for instance, I'm talking with this person from Munich right now, and we've exchanged emails over the past 5 months. So before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and sometimes I get a positive response, sometimes I get no response, and then I follow up maybe after a month, and then I get again a positive response. And actually, right now, we're really discussing maybe the opportunity to start a training together. And this case has really taught me that I need to have more of those conversations. However, there's a problem. I need to have, first of all, like 2 or 3 emails where I'm just alone and I'm prompting the person saying, hello, this is Matteo. We met through the webinar. We met through the email list. And then there's a second email say, oh, you didn't respond, but I understand you're super busy, but I'm still curious. What do you find interesting in presentations? What do you find hard in webinars? How is work? This is an idea that you gave to me to ask about, how is work going? What is happening at your office? Are you still at home, or are you going to the home office? But it's sort of, this is not my natural habitat to bother people. But I realized that if I bother people, I can give them an advantage. So it's not just bothering, actually. It's giving them the opportunity, giving them a space where they can express their needs, and maybe this leads to some activity that is also an economic activity. But it all starts with this conversation. But I find it hard to go there and spend 1 hour of the day bothering people. How can you help me with that?
Well, tell me what is really bothering you? The feeling that you're bothering someone, or the fact that you have to invest this time in showing yourself in a super mood, and that you are in this situation where you are basically saying, uh, I'd love to hug you, but if I did so, we would all die in these COVID times. So, what is the thing that is really challenging for you? The bothering feeling that you are bothering someone, or the feeling that you need to invest time to do this because at the moment it's not so natural having a conversation with someone outside.
No, it's the first part that bothers me.
So
So
it's personal.
it's how to get to a meaningful interaction. Because obviously, I cannot send you an essay where I
No.
tell you everything about me, everything about you and me,
Yep.
everything
Yep.
about you, and then I conclude. So I need to get the ball rolling. And I am an introvert, and so I don't feel that this is my natural way
Yeah.
of interacting. So the first interactions, especially when I know that maybe on the other side you've read the email and that's not a priority for you, but it might become a priority at another time, and to sort of go on nudging you in a nice way by
Yeah.
saying, hey, if you need anything, I'm here. If you want to talk about issues, problems,
Okay.
etc. And I'm not going to send you this invoice immediately just because you
I
responded
got it.
to my email.
I got it. So now, Matteo, we have enough first responders out there. So you don't need to be a first responder. If you get in touch with your interlocutor by saying, oh, if you need something, I'm here, I'm your caregiver, I'm your nurse, uh, they will think like, oh, I'm not sick, stay away from me. This is the feeling. Uh, and I remember many years ago, I've learned from you the basics of conversations with new contacts, where you definitely not talk only about yourself, but you ask to learn more, you're curious, you share open eyes and curiosity, and you want to learn everything from the person on the other side before you start an interaction that may become a lead or a client. At this point, I would like to put all these golden rules uh, in question, because in this new habitat, probably it's necessary in a very respectful way to show people that life continues, that you're doing well, that you invented something that works also in the new habitat, and they can just mm, uh, benefit from it, or just take note that it happens, and know that you're alive and you're fine, and then you're asking how they're doing. But the first thing you do is, oh, remember, I used to do these things. I can do these things also now. I do them in a different way. And then I think what works now is giving a sample right after. So suddenly, unexpectedly, in your uh, chain of 12 emails, where you follow up and follow up and follow up and follow up, suddenly there is a disruptive email in this chain that shows 30 seconds of something that you're doing now and you weren't doing before. And then you tell the person you think you're bothering, uh, I can do this for you. This is the way I reconnected with all those clients who decided to postpone. And I told them, you won't be able to work with me with wood, ropes, clay, whatever material we usually use. You will be able to work with these materials probably with me while we are looking at each other on screen, or you will be able to do it afterward, because we create a system where you can try things on your own. And the only thing that I needed to share instead of words and explanations was a very short sample and saying, we can do it. So that was how I motivated myself to create something a little different. And then I gave notice of my survival. That was the very strange thing. I remember I did it. The most successful thing was when I did it on Instagram, which is a medium I can't use. I'm very bad at Instagram, but the Instagram post that had the highest number of likes. Uh,
Maybe I can show it on the iPad.
oh, well, okay. It's Do you have the embodied learning account there?
I need to find it, but I'm sure I
Okay.
will. Yep, at embodied learning.
So if you see the picture where there is like a bad selfie of me on the right side of the picture,
Okay.
so you scroll down a bit and it's like in April.
It's a selfie with everything on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah. So now I'm gonna connect the iPad, but so it's in the right direction. Yeah. I think it's this one. Yeah, with your set on the floor.
yeah,
The new normal.
sure.
Yeah. After working for over 12 years on perfecting embodied learning as an analog, real physical and emotional experience, this pandemic may blow away my art and business in the form I wished it would be for good. And then it goes on. Yeah. So this
And
is
then
the
I have,
post you're talking
however, I
about.
got good news. Yeah. So and it was unexpectedly because it was really like, okay, let's leave some presence of me since I never do it. And I haven't done it since the outbreak of the pandemic. And it was so interesting just sharing good news about yourself. And I mean, every marketing rule says do not do self promotion. Avoid every form of self promotion. Ask your best friend to talk well about yourself, about your job, but do not do it on your own. And it was an indicator that I should probably try this way. And so uh, some way it worked. So I don't know what's the business with your content in Munich, but if you can show uh, your contact something that is unexpected. It doesn't need to look good because you see the picture. It's a bad selfie. It tells a story maybe, but there's not much there. Uh, that could be an interesting thing. So yeah, I don't know if I motivated you.
No, definitely. And I love the idea of the behind the scenes. I think that one of the benefits that we got through this pandemic is that it is not taboo anymore to be behind the scenes. It's not taboo to
No,
be doing video in your home office, and it's not taboo to show how the sauce is being made. And that's great because that's also what people wanna actually know and hear. That's that's awesome. Is there anything I can help you with in terms of motivation in exchange?
I just mentioned that I am terrible with whatever is digital communication. So I've started doing my videos. Uh, I like them. Somebody likes them too. Now I need more people to see them, and I've learned that to have more people to see them, there is something very special that is called search machine or whatever intelligence, artificial, mechanical, all these intelligences that are outside of our brain that are able to capture words and buzzwords and so on, and they force you to make horrible titles to create to name your works of art. uh, and that seems to be the key to be able to pay not only the rent of your house but also the rent of the house at the ocean, and then the rent of the house of the ski resort. So you are some way forced nowadays to give terrible titles to the things you create because many more people will see them. That thing is called SEO. And I stink at SEOing whatever I produce. So I really need motivation. I don't know whether it's about uh, taking time and studying SEO, uh, or more being motivated at thinking differently when I produce something that is made for an audience. I'm still, I mean, I'm doing things for an audience, not for myself. Yeah. So, and you are the guy who always says, no, if you say this, nobody will see that.
Well, yeah, you have good instincts. So this I can say about motivation. So, for instance, the Embodied Learning at Home series has really
Mm.
good keywords already in the title. And you thought about those because you thought about in terms of what would people look for in Instagram, for instance. So your mind is already in the right place. Now you have to embrace the game. So in order to motivate you, I will make a gamification effort. And to make it a game, you have to start following the numbers. And these numbers become little charts that are in Google Search Console and in Google Analytics. And there you can see, and this is something that I'm enjoying very much with my website, La Fabbrica della Realtà, that you write an article in 2016, 2017, 2018, and then that article in 2020 gets thousands of views because it captures a search intent. So, for instance, right now I have, well, for the last 6 years, I've had people on my website looking for presentation tips and then finding my presentation training and so on. Then I have lots of people that are looking for a movie business and movie marketing stuff. And I have articles that I've published over the last 2 or 3 years that routinely appear very high on the searches of Google. And right now, I've established a process, and it's a process that I'm also teaching some of my clients. I even have a client that is in SEO where I am actually helping them with the creative part because they are technically super skilled in SEO, but then maybe sometimes they get stuck in the creative part. And for instance, I'm working on a new article, and I shared this article with you earlier today. And I created this article by looking at
Okay, okay, I got it.
all the articles on the keyword. The keyword is virtual presentation tips. Very simple. And I looked at all the best performing articles on virtual presentation tips. I extracted all of the technical elements and all of the content structure that needed to be there. And then I started thinking with my philosophy and saying, what are, of all these tips that all these other people have collected, what are my tips? I put them together and then I went back online and I looked how in depth are the explanations of each tip in the best performing articles. And I saw, oh, they're really short. Okay, so I need to be really short and to the point, one paragraph per tip. And so it came out, and it's going to come out in sometimes in August. 20 virtual presentation tips in 7 minutes. Actually, 6 minutes and 46 seconds. This is my next content, and when I publish it, I probably will share it on social media, and it will do so. But I know that 6 months from now, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be able to find me thanks to this. And this is work that I'm doing today, July 2020, and probably the spoils from this work are gonna come sometime in July 2021. And I will be able to track this and see all these numbers rise and fall. As I do something right, I will get a plus. If I do something wrong, I'll get a minus. And the other thing, this article will continue living because if I realize that 20 is too many or not enough, maybe I will add 5 tips or subtract 5 and so on. So if you embrace, and the game is between you and Skynet from the Terminator pictures, is between you and this sort of spiritual entity that is behind the Google algorithm. And so it is really a game where you don't know all the elements, you don't know all the odds, you don't know all the mechanisms. It's really a complex game. It's like chess. You can think about the next two or three moves, but it's only instinct that could tell you to go ahead and plan for the next 15 moves. So it was a longish answer. Sorry for that, but it's if you get into the process, it's really cool, and then if you get into following the results, it's super cool as well.
Okay, so I'm kind of a funny mind here, but so what I've learned and what motivates me of your lesson is that in 4 years things are gonna be all right. Okay, so doesn't matter what, but I need just to give my stuff room, a time frame of 4 years, and then someone will get back, which is okay. So I mean, it's long term, uh, and yeah, I will keep checking data the way I'm able to access them and to interpret them. However, since I'm in a phase of producing new content or new products because of the current situation. So the new habitat needs a new company. I need really to redo things and redesign things. I can't wait for uh, a large time window of 4 years to see what I'm doing being successful. So I need to think with with the SEO in mind.
Yep.
Uh, what is the only thing that when I look at it makes me happy or rewards me about the thoughts I had about conceiving a title, conceiving a description of a product, or thinking about the strategy I wanted to use to put this product on the market. Where do I have to look so that there is this spiritual entity, as you called it, that says, good job, Tom. Continue doing so. Things are going to be fine, and probably before 2024.
Tom, you already have the tool and you already have the muscle because you have to exercise your empathy muscle,
Okay.
and you already do it. You already do it instinctively. It's just common sense to follow this because you always put yourself in the shoes of people that are looking for you. What would
Yeah.
they search when they are looking for you? What words would they use? And if you start getting into that mindset, you're already a step ahead. Then, if you start enjoying this process of saying, oh, what are other people? What is the first thing that I find when I look for this keyword? And what type of content is it? Is it rich with images? Is it only text? Is it short paragraphs? Is it a long essay? Is it structured? Does it have all little chapters? Or is it a free flowing mind dump? And so on. If you get nerdy about that, then you will get even more advantage. But already your instinct is what already makes you a good SEO business and a good SEO presence. You
Okay.
can you can
Let me let me put it this way. I have an app that is called capitalizemytitle.com. And when I need to write the title following an array of manuals of style, I just put my title into this machine, and the machine tells me which title should I pick for whatever I'm writing. Is there a machine that is able to do what you're saying? I put a title into a form, a form string, and the machine tells me that's great for SEO or it sucks for SEO.
Yes. There are those tools,
Yeah,
and they will tell you how competitive that is. So they will
yeah,
tell you how many people are trying to win that keyword. They will tell you how expensive it is if you were to buy it as a SEM, so search engine marketing, so buying ads on keywords. And so they will tell you basically what are your chances, what are the odds at the casino table in regards to that keyword. What is missing, but what will be here very soon, is a tool where you not only put the keyword and get this response, but it also spits back what is the title that you should use to win, plus what are the chapters that you need to fill in with your ideas and your content, because those chapters often are sub questions. So the first question is, what do I do with my kids at home in a
yeah.
pandemic? And then the second thing is, what do I do with my 3-year-old? What do I do if I want to have an activity that teaches Chinese during a pandemic? And so on and so forth.
Okay.
And so then you get, this tool is not there yet, so there's a lot of manual work there. But that's the idea. At some point, we will end up just filling the blanks. So a machine will talk to a machine, and they will establish what humans are looking for, and will spit out a title, a draft for you to fill with your unique content, because the machine cannot create your unique content. And then you will upload it, and the machine will value it and spit it out to other humans and to other machines.
It is very scary, but it is some way also motivating, because if this is the only way, then yeah. So if I had something that is like capitalize my title for the SEO of whatever I'm writing, um, I would be feeling part of the game, and then I would be probably feel motivated also, because I don't need to challenge a human, you, every time I'm thinking of something that I would like to publish. And then your answer is always doesn't work with the SEO. Then so I mean that's what this is another motivation I need. Actually, it's exactly your topic that you asked me for. You asked me about before. So I don't want to bother Matteo every time I need to write a title of something. So if you were able to yeah, please share with me how that box is called, and because I can't wait to just create hundreds and hundreds of titles and just get a machine that tells me right, wrong, error. It's horrible that I believe only in human touch, and that this moment to feel motivated, I need some way the support of an anonymous machine.
I will initiate you to the world of keyword research. No worries, and the tools will be. You can also start just by using Google, just by using the information that is already uh, free out of Google. So we will do these steps, and you'll tell me in a few episodes if you start enjoying this. Also the rewards, because I think it's it's really hard to start changing this mindset and to start thinking in terms of what will the machine appreciate of my beautiful content. But afterwards, also, there is all the traffic and all the users and all the real people that end up on your site, and they discover you and they're enthusiastic and they send you beautiful emails.
So let's make an example. The new habitat is anti-SEO at all, since we both checked that the new habitat that exists on the net is an interior design shop in Singapore.
Exactly.
That means we are going to be famous in 4 years. Is it what you're saying?
No. But we have, for instance, this episode is streaming right now with the title Nurturing Motivation in a Pandemic.
Which
And we
is an
have really two really cool keywords already, motivation and pandemic. And I think that we will become sort of discoverable. Maybe not immediately. Let's hope that it happens very soon. That besides the people that are watching us live, there's more people that even discover us. But we're gonna get there. The cool thing, and I really need to thank you about this, is the name, because it came up from you, and actually it's a really cool name, and it hasn't been used as much. So we are in a good position to be in the future the number one in terms of podcasting and
Habitat.
live streaming on the new habitat.
Okay. Uh, Good. I mean, I'm happy because I know that I will have an online calendar and invite people talking to me. Now I'm happy twice because I know that you will give me the secret web site that helps me with the titles. Uh, yeah, I feel quite good now with in terms of motivation.
Very.
Uh,
I also feel pretty good because now that you are gonna do the office hours, I want to do the office hours as well, so we can do this together.
yeah, and then when I need to talk to you, do I have to fill your calendar or can I just send you a text?
Come on, you know the answer to that.
Uh, um, so now I have another thing that is interesting for motivation. Uh, Maybe we can also close after this.
Yeah.
Um, I started thinking of the first product I will do when the pandemic will be over. And the thing is that, well, in my job, obviously, I'm personally missing a lot personal contact because I always worked very, very close to people. But I have the feeling that at the end of the pandemic, whenever it's going to be, many people will be needing or looking for getting in touch with others in the some way, in the right way. I think everyone has become much more respectful of others in the past months because of caring for others in case there was some virus in the air. And so I have my first product. I will try to sell obviously before the pandemic will be over. So I would like to motivate a specific target group of potential clients by giving them a visionary option, which will be the first thing that they will be offering to the general public the first day we can go out without wearing a mask. Do you have something like that?
So you already have it.
I have it.
Okay. Okay. Amazing.
I can tell you also what that is.
What is it?
It's something that is called embodied learning, the exhibit, and it is an interactive exhibit which I would love to offer to the whole culture and nonprofit world that at the moment has been suffering a lot because museums are either closed or just offering content online. They laid off a bunch of people, and when they will be having the chance of reopening, they will have to reconnect all the people that work for these ginormous organizations by always having relatively little money. And they will need to support their visitors to reconnect with the organization and among each other. And I think that the best thing to do so is avoiding too many words, avoiding the sensations that we are having in this new habitat while we are talking from distance by seeing each other only for a piece of us, and we will have the need just to be physically entirely in contact one with the other and share experiences and describe experiences we shared that probably can't be shared in the same way while we are together digitally or virtually. So that's the product, embodied learning, the exhibit.
I really look forward to visiting the exhibit. I would be happy to jump on a plane when it's safe to do so, and come visit the um, inauguration of the exhibit. I don't think I have a product ready. I have a hunch that it will be something that mixes virtual and presence. There will not be one or the other, but I don't have the product in my mind as clearly as you have. But I surely am motivated to look inside and through the time that we are living, and also on the other side.
Cool. So let's just catch up maybe next week on creating a meaningful connection with our followers on the topic, talking to us and making time, office time for them,
Yep.
because that would be very interesting. So I can open the channel, but then I would like to make sure that I do the correct steps to reach out to the highest number of people who who need to have a conversation to feel motivated. And do you have any other plans for next week?
Well, actually, I'm on the move next week, so I will be
Okay.
connecting with you from beautiful places in the center of Italy.
That means I will have to manage the whole technology that is behind this live.
Why not? That could be a test.
Okay, well, that could be a very motivational test that begins with failure and arrives to success. So I'm looking forward to it.
Very, very, very cool.
Next week, I will continue working with a huge library system in California. After the first week, I'm very motivated because my job is consulting and motivating those who at the moment are not doing their jobs because they suddenly had to be essential workers for the community. So I'm working with people who were supposed to work with children and now they working as managers of crisis. There are people who are doing contact tracing. There are people who are managing something that is called disaster worker. So it's very interesting to have an incredible human exchange with someone who needed to adapt incredibly quickly, and not only for themselves but for the whole community. So I'm giving them power to think and move forward, and they're giving me incredible feedback. So I hope next week it's going to be another incredibly motivating week because I have the chance to work with other people who work for the same organization.
Wow, I really wish I could be a fly on the wall and and actually take part of that sort of intervention. I love that.
Cool. So motivation is done.
Yeah,
Let's see what topic we're going to pick for the next chat.
we will certainly come up with a topic for episode number 3. My name is Matteo Cassese, and I'm here with Tommaso Lana. Our websites are appearing online right now. Please do follow the New Habitat on YouTube, on Facebook, soon on other platforms as well. Let us know your feedback. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, do whatever is interactively possible. See you next time.
Be safe, be creative. Bye.